John Jones is unnatural. He took steroids. John Jones lost against Thiago Santos, Alexander Gustafsson, and Dominick Reyes. John Jones is a bad human being. That's why he isn't the GOAT of MMA. If you ever hear this come out of anyone's freaking mouth, absolutely slap the crap out of them. A lot of people think that John Jones isn't the GOAT because of the reasons I just gave out. He's unnatural. He lost against Thiago Santos, Alexander Gustafsson, and Dominick Reyes. But these could easily be broken down from a UFC grandmaster like myself. So let's just dive into the UFC casuals perspective, because that's what they're called, casuals. You'll usually find these UFC casuals on TikTok. You'll usually find them on videos like a John Jones edit, or John Jones versus Dominick Reyes edit. You know, like the ones that go like, shine bright like a diamond. So overdue, like that. Let's break this down really quickly. So UFC grandmasters like myself, buckle up tight because your head's gonna hurt from this. John Jones is unnatural. He isn't the GOAT. I guarantee you, if you were to take away steroids from John Jones, he would be the same fighter. I don't give a frick what anyone says. The reason why John Jones is the greatest of all time is even if you take away the pictograms that he took and the steroids that he took away from John Jones, he would still be the GOAT of MMA, and he would still have his undisputed belt. He would still be undefeated. He would still have world-breaking records of MMA. I'm pretty sure even DC, Daniel Cormier, said it himself. If you took away steroids away from John Jones, he would still be the same fighter, because that's just how good he is.
I like dude though, or was it theatrics?
So he said something last night on Twitter. He was like, I know y'all not gonna believe me. He goes, but I have nothing against DC. Why would he? He the one that cheated, right? Like he was the one that was doing the wrong stuff, not me. So it's easy for him to say, "Oh, we passed that."
Right.
You cheated. You won the fights, and if you, I mean, bruh, the dude's so talented. He could have won the fights anyway.
And even then, John Jones fought people who took steroids themselves, like Chael Sonnen, for example. So it's a win-win. Number 2, John Jones lost against Alexander Gustafsson. And this one's kind of easy to prove, because if you literally have an IQ of 50, I just can't argue with you. But if you have a decent brain, and you actually looked at the fight without a UFC casual mindset, you would know, and you could tell immediately, that John Jones pushed himself to the limits around round 4 and 5, and he defended his belt.
And another one, he goes up high.
Oh, nice left by the champion. Again.
There's a nice elbow.
Caught him. Jones with a big
vicious knee and a vicious elbow. And stays
and
busy.
again with a big elbow. Final seconds of the round.
Flying knee.
Light heavyweight
head
title
kick.
is on the line.
Put his hands on his hips like he was exhausted. Another head kick. Looks like he's barely keeping it together with the way he's moving.
Another head kick.
And another one. Incredible.
And an elbow. 15 seconds.
And you can see clearly at the end of those rounds that Alexander Gustafsson was literally about to collapse. He literally looked like a walking zombie. He was just dead.
Gustafsson just ate it.
Yep.
McCarthy warning them to close their hands.
Gustafsson with a kick.
Here, but still manages to stuff the takedown. Look at how he's moving away.
John Jones pushed himself to the limits and defended and defeated all odds. So that one's out of the way. And look at the Thiago Santos one, because people thought that Thiago Santos was robbed against John Jones. But I'll say this once and I'll say this again. In a champion standpoint, you're gonna have to hurt the champion really badly. Like you literally have to go battle to the death with these champions, and Thiago Santos did not do that, unfortunately. Also, people like to defend Thiago Santos because he got injured midway to the fight with a leg kick, and that is just a dumb argument.
Oh, Thiago hurt himself. He hurt himself.
Oh! Because people like to say, oh, but what if Thiago Santos wasn't injured? He would definitely defeat John Jones. And it's like, no. So that's out of the way. And let's look at the Dominick Reyes argument. because people thought that Dominick Reyes was robbed against John Jones because Dominick Reyes had more significant strikes and he defended the takedowns that John Jones was giving towards Dominick Reyes. This one could be easily broken down because people like to say, oh, Dominick Reyes hit him harder, he hit a lot, blah blah blah, he defended his takedowns. Oh, but the judges scored on Dominick Reyes' favor. Dominick Reyes had more numbers in his score. Oh my god, he was robbed. The refs paid him, the judges paid But like I said this before. If you're fighting against a champion, you literally have to fight to the death. And Dominick Reyes simply did not do that. So that's out of the way. I'll say this too. Thiago Santos wasn't close of defeating John Jones. Dominick Reyes wasn't even close of defeating John Jones. But you know who was? Alexander Gustafsson. That's what you call a fight for your life against a champion. But if you look at the fight, John Jones pushed himself to the limits and he never gave up and he never backed down. Alexander Gustafsson was the only person that made John Jones bleed and actually give him a challenge for his buck. So yeah, as a UFC Grandmaster, John Jones is the GOAT. Alexander Gustafsson was probably the only person who was ever close to defeating John Jones. And yeah, UFC casuals should just shut up, go back to playing Fortnite, and don't ever talk about MMA or UFC because you're clearly uneducated. My name is Yaheen Zamali, and I'm out. Peace.